and welcome to Chris's Couch Corner
this video
again.
By
Yay!
telling you that this video
sorry,
that you
I
were
don't
about
know
to
why I'm
watch,
doing that all of a sudden.
I actually recorded it.
I'm sorry, but not sorry.
A while back,
No, ma'am.
but it kind of got
Sorry, Elena was asking a question.
on the computer, and
So
yeah, I just
at the end of my last video, I was talking about kind of what I was wanting for Christmas, and I said that I wanted a bread machine.
Video,
and that's true.
it might sound a little crazy because
I do
actually
want one.
recorded this probably about a
mainly
month or
because
so
like
ago,
here lately, like
and
I've
just
kind
now
of
being
been
able to edit it and upload it. So I'm sorry.
I've kind of
if
been
things
wanting
that I say
to
sounds a little bit confusing.
like do like my own
But
stuff.
I still hope that y'all
like make
it
my
and
own
y'all
stuff,
enjoy
like
it.
you know, like I'm making the, you know, like I made my own cleaning supplies or my own cleaners, and I love homemade bread, and I have not had any in I don't even know how long, for the fact of when me and my first husband got married, he actually had a bread machine, and I used to make bread all the time, and I made the same bread, like just the plain white bread, like all the time. And he was like, well, venture out, try to, you know, do something different. So I tried my hand at banana nut bread, and that was the very last time I actually ever made bread, because I felt so horrible. And it wasn't anything that like he said. It's just like me. I was a failure at it, so I just stopped doing it. That was me back then. But anyhow, like the banana nut bread, it was still like raw and just nasty. Like it was just unedible, and I just like, I'm never making bread again. So yeah, and so I didn't. But you know, with me making my own cleaners, and we were trying to figure out like me and my grands was talking about maybe making like some like homemade like cough drops. And I found an extremely simple, easy recipe online on how you can make like your own little cough drops. And Caleb's got this little cough going on. He's been taking cough medicine, as well as he's been taking like some honey, like just honey, because you know honey helps soothe the throat and all of that. And so I had the thought of, like, if he starts having these little coughing spells in between, like, the dose times, because, you know, the cough medicine, like, take every, like, I think it's, like, every 4 hours. So, like, I mean, if he starts having a coughing spell and it's not time to take medicine, and so I was thinking about, like, making, like, some kind of sort of, like, cough drops, maybe with like just the honey and like some lemon juice, and just making it kind of like little candies, but making them kind of small, but something that he can like just kind of like suck on to kind of help soothe his throat, like in between, as well as making like some actual cough drops. And she was talking about someone else in the family had made bread, and she tried like a new recipe, and it did not turn out good at all. Like, it was absolutely horrible. And she told me yesterday that she tried it again, and literally it tasted like nothing but vinegar, and so she just had to throw it all out. And so I mean, it was a new recipe, and so she just wanted to try it out, see how it tasted, and it just did not it just did not work like at all. So, yeah. But then it got me to thinking. I was like, I used to do that. You know, way back when, back when I was like 19. And, I'm like, I would love to be able to make some homemade bread again. Like, that sounds like so that sounds so amazing right now. And so she was like, hey, you need to get one. She's like, I think I have an extra one. She's like, I think I have one. She's like, I don't remember if I gave it to so-and-so or not. She's like, if I did give it to him, then sorry. But if I didn't and I end up finding it, she's like, I'll give it to you. That'll be your Christmas present. She's like, from me, she's like, the only thing I ask is that whenever you're going to make you some, you got to make me some too. And I'm like, hey, I don't mind like at all. I will gladly make you some homemade bread there, Grams. I promise you. I'll make you some. And then we were talking about that the other day. And actually, I think that was Wednesday we were talking about it. So yesterday when I dropped the kids off, I made mention that Align had told me kind of what he was kind of sort of wanting for Christmas. And she's like, well, what would you want for Christmas? I said, honestly, I said, Grams is going to be looking for her extra one because she can't remember if she gave it to so-and-so or not. I said, but if not, I said, I want a bread machine for Christmas. I said, because I want to make some homemade bread again. And I was like, I'm already making my homemade cleaners. And I said, I found a recipe for cough drops. And pretty much if I take, majority of the ingredients out, I can make little honey candies, something for, the kids to kind of suck on, when their throats are scratchy and stuff like that. I said, and that way they're not having all this, the dyes and stuff like that. And all this extra junk that's in the candies and the cough syrups and all that, stuff like that. I was like, it might actually end up being a better thing. And I was like, Dr. K is already, wanting me to cut out certain things out of his diet due to the fact that it might actually help. Putting him on like somewhat of a stricter diet, cutting out like all red dyes and stuff like that. I said, this might actually end up helping because I'm cutting out all of those bad ingredients because I'm making it myself. And she's like, well, that's actually not that bad of an idea. And so she's like, you might even be able to find like a recipe for like your like homemade like cough syrup. And I was like, possibly. I don't really know how that would work, but I mean, it is possible, I guess, so yeah. So I really want to like start like making more things like from scratch. And I know like right now we have a small space and there's not a lot of room to kind of like spread out and make things. But, if it will end up making us feel better in the end due to the fact of, it's actually like wholesome ingredients. It doesn't have a lot of junk in it. All these extra preservatives and all these dyes and, like stuff like that. Like, why not? And my thought process is the fact of if I can, make little candies. Like little candies for them just made out of like honey and peppermint or honey and lemon or whatever the case is. If I can make little candies for them, I don't have to buy them. Which I don't really give them that type of stuff anyhow. But I mean, if it doesn't have all of that junk in it, then yeah. No, and like the lady in the family that made that loaf of bread, they actually have like a small little homestead, like a little farm. They've got goats, cows, which I think they got rid of the goats, and I think they even got rid of the cow, due to the fact of the cow was not like the one that they wanted. But like they want to do like their own things. They have their own vegetable garden. They have chickens and they have quails. That they're eating like fresh farm eggs. And they wanted a cow so they could do their own milk. And they've got actually a beehive to where they're actually doing like their own honey. They actually don't actually have any honey at the moment, but when they do, I'm going to get some, and then I'm going to actually use this pure honey that has no preservatives or whatever in it, because they don't add anything to it. It is like all natural honey, and that's what I want to use in the cough drops and everything like that. So I don't know, I really never really thought that I'd actually really want to be doing this, but I do. Now, I don't want my chickens. I do not want chickens. I don't want a cow. I wouldn't mind a horse, but that's just because I'm a horse girl and I love horses, always have. But I don't do bees because of the fact of I'm highly allergic. But I don't know, the older I get, the more I want to do kind of like my own things, like make my own cleaning supplies. I want to make my own bread, and I don't know. I never really thought I'd actually ever get to this place. But I don't know, I guess like just the older I get, the more I kind of want to do it. And, my thought process is, yeah, it can potentially be like a pain to be making bread from scratch and all of this stuff from scratch, because I'm always making something from scratch. But my thought process, well, part of my thought process is the fact of, what if cutting out some of this stuff will actually be better for Caleb? So, I mean, if I can cut out some of these things out of his diet by making stuff from scratch, then, I can do that. I'm willing to do that. If it will end up helping him in the long run. Now, diet control helps some kids, and then some kids it doesn't help. So really don't know how Caleb is going to react to it, but in my thought process, it'd probably end up being worth it. Even if it's just something that I do myself just because I like doing it. So what? That's like something that I can kind of turn into like a me time type of thing. So yeah, I wanted to kind of explain about the whole bread machine thing, because I know people will be like, why? You just buy bread from Walmart. My thing is the fact of, yeah, they have ingredients on there, but what if they're not putting all the ingredients on there? And half of the ingredients are stuff we don't even know what it is, unless we try to Google it, and then the definition is so confusing, we're still scratching our heads going, what the heck is this? So, it's just my thought process. But if y'all have any good recipes, or if there is anything that y'all make from scratch, like by yourselves, like cough drops, cough syrup, like anything that y'all make yourselves. Give me your recipes. Give me your recipes. I want them all, because I want to try them all out. I do, because I think it's awesome to make stuff from scratch. To make it yourself, make it at home. You make it with love. So if you have any of those recipes, put them down in the comments, because that way me and everyone else can try them out. You never know what you might learn from someone else's comment. So, with that being said, we are off, and we will talk to you again next time.